guys!
Hey guys!
Welcome back to Robertson's Belly Acres.
Welcome!
Hey, today we're going to do a garden tour. We've almost missed the mark on March, but March 2020 garden tour.
2020.
Not a whole lot going on in the garden yet.
Not yet, but we do have some new life.
Yes, and I say not a whole lot going on. You guys know gardening, there's a lot of behind the scenes, so we have been working our tails off to get things ready, and we are actually a little bit behind on some of the stuff for our zone. But hey, it's coming along, so that's all that matters.
That's it. Okay, so I went ahead and I see everybody catching rainwater, and I thought, you know, that's simple enough, I can do it. I just built a little basic wood stand, put me a 55-gallon drum on here, washed it out really good, some good soapy water. Before I ever even started catching rainwater, I had it washed out so good I took a drink of the water that was coming out of it just to ensure that I didn't have any contaminants. I smelled it first, of course, but then I kind of tasted it. Everything was good. I brought it up here. I got really lucky the day that we set it up. That night it rained buckets. I took my barrel on a small bung. It's the right size and thread. I had a little spigot valve here. I just screwed it right in. I come up here and I put my 2-inch pipe coming out. Of course, I had to kind of duct tape a little bit because my pipe was leaking. I tied it right into my rain gutter on the house. Guys, this only collects it's one of 6 downspouts on the house. So I know that I can get more. I just have to have time to scrounge up some more PVC pipe so I can make some more containments. But this barrel, you can hear that sucker's still full, and I've watered out of it for 4 days. So I mean, we don't have any pressure, but we will show you what it looks like when we're pumping water out of it. Just feeling the temperature of the barrel, I'd say right now after 3 days, my water level's right here, and we watered the garden 3 days. So, I mean, there's a lot of water left in that sucker, so if we can get a couple more of these set up, we'll be set. We don't have to worry about using that nasty old city water for our garden, and that gets them away from the chlorine and everything else that's in the water there. We've got it set up here. The house sets, I'm going to estimate about 4 feet higher than the garden space. So we've got our garden hose set up and we run it down there. And with it being downhill, of course, everybody knows water runs downhill. So we get a little bit of pressure, but not a whole lot. But that's enough to just water everything we need. Not a lot of pressure, but we really don't want a lot of pressure on the water right now. But this hose and little sprayer is hooked up to my rainwater barrel. So I get to come out every morning, one of us gets to come out every morning and sit here and be calm, kind of relax, talk to the man upstairs, talk to the plants, and just kind of relax while we're watering.
So our pear and apple trees are just blooming and leafing out so pretty. We got these trees on a Facebook deal. We got those winter the year before last, I think. So they were still dormant. Somebody had posted on Facebook that they had fruit trees that they didn't want, so
come and get them.
Come and get them. If you dig them up, you can have them. This one's an apple tree. I think that one's an apple as well. And then a pear tree. And then an apple tree. So this is one of the gardens. This is the original garden. I put in a little walkway there last year. We got to get it cleaned up. Rusty has already brought in all of the manure, compost, and good soil. So now we just have to get this put in rows, and we opted for rows because I think we can get a lot more out of them than the raised gardens. And as long as we're building up the soil, we live on sand. So as long as we're building up the soil, I think we'll be okay. Plus we can add more in.
So we went ahead and we utilized our raised beds here. We've got 3 kinds of peas planted here. This first set, we've got sugar snap peas. We don't have anything germinating there yet that's come through the soil.
Oh, right here. Oh, this is green arrow. But if you can see right there, we got a little baby.
1 green arrow. And then this one, we've got 4 kinds of peas.
Yeah, 4 kinds. That's little marvels are planted
Little marvels.
here.
We've got a couple of those popping up.
Where do we have those? Let's see.
One right there.
Oh, yep. Right back there.
And then these are Alaska, and I don't see any Alaska peas. Yep, run right here.
All right.
Now we've got those, and then we have yet to determine what we're going to plant here, correct?
I'm thinking about the Kentucky bush beans as soon as we pass our threshold of April 15th.
So then we're going to move on over here. We had strawberries, but I tried moving the beds, and when I did, it folded everything up, but it all worked out great. We've got all of our strawberries transplanted. As you can see, they're coming back very well. We've got a couple blooms on there. So, I mean, several of them are starting to bloom already. Okay.
These are the original peach trees. As you can see, they're starting to die off a little bit. We have some life up at the top on the new shoots. So we're going to go ahead and let them do their thing there this year and see how it all turns out. And then we'll determine whether if we need to go ahead and take these down or not. We're giving them 1 more. We did find 3 saplings, and we've transplanted those into the front garden. So at least we have something for the future. We've got that pipeline. They did give us some little babies before they decided to bow out, and that is just amazing for us. So originally all of these border beds were filled with flowers and vines and bushes, and they were just completely overgrown. So we decided to go ahead and take all of the vines and stuff and the daylilies out. We just transplanted them to different parts of the property. We didn't transplant the vines. I know they're good for
Pollinating.
yeah, pollinating, and I was thinking of the hummingbirds. They're good for the hummingbirds and stuff like that, but we were really, our goal is a bit different. We're more on the self-sustainable aspect more than the aesthetic aspect. I mean, we still want our gardens to look pretty, which I think vegetables growing look pretty and amazing. So, but for the most part, we tried to save everything that we took out and just put them in different parts of the property. But over here, we don't really have much. We don't have anything coming up yet, but we did plant more in a raised bed way. So instead of having 2-foot rows like a lot of them call for, we don't have to have that because we don't have equipment going into this. So we have some red spinach planted, some spinach, some iceberg lettuce. We may be way late because Oklahoma, it's 40 one day and 90 the next. So we may be way late for those, but hey, we're going to give it a shot anyway. We also have some red romaine lettuce. Trying to remember. Yep, red romaine. And then after that, we came in and started doing, we have carrots. I think I planted 216 carrot seeds yesterday, which once you start thinning, you're going to get half that. But we have several rows of carrots, and in between each carrot, we planted a radish, just because a radish matures in about 30 days, a carrot matures in 70. So when you pull the radish, and it gives the carrots that room to grow. So, and it utilizes space. And then at the very end, I do have some beets there, Only one person in our family likes beets.
Yay!
And that's Rusty, and he's really looking forward to some pickled beets this year. So we did plant some of those. I think I planted 90 something seeds. So, you know, once you start thinning that, that's still 48 beets. I know that's not much, but like
That's enough for me, making my mouth water thinking about it.
He's definitely our peach or our beet person.
Excuse me, guys. I'm trying to get my slobber going back down my throat because she started talking about pickled beets. I'm ready. But over here, we've gone ahead and we've utilized this long bed. We actually planted 3 different types of onions this year. We planted all 3. We've got 60 white onions, 60 red, and 60 yellow onions. So we're hoping, we went ahead and spaced them far enough apart, that way we didn't have to thin. That way we can come in and start harvesting. Hopefully we'll get some nice big onions. We're hoping to have enough onions to at least last a month. We eat a lot of onions here, so we believe in cooking with flavor, and if you're going to have flavor, you got to have onions and garlic. So we got, I believe we've got our red onions here. Come down here to our white onion. And then we've got, like I said, we've got 60 more yellow onions here. So we've got 60 of each of the red, yellow, and white, and we're looking forward to it. We've got a bunch of onions already coming up. We've got them scattered here and there. A little bit of onion everywhere. And then we jump into the potato bed. Gotta have good potatoes. From here down is potatoes, and I don't remember how many of what we planted. We planted 2 different varieties of potatoes, but I want to say there was 18 of each plant.
It was 32 of each plant.
Of each.
So, and there were red and gold.
Okay. But we've got a lot of potatoes coming up. I think most of our potatoes that are coming up, well, here's the first one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just right off the top, without really looking real close for new sprouts, we've got 7 plants that are up and going good, guys. So that's what we've got out here in the main garden. Let's take a walk up, and Rachel can show you what we've got going on in the greenhouse.
And this is one of the fruit trees that we ended up getting. It's a crab apple tree. I know there's not much you can do with crab apples. I'm not real sure the variety. Oh, I guess it still has the tag. It's a flowering crab apple. Last year it just put off little bitty fruits about that big. I don't know if that's normal for this type of crab apple tree. Like I said, the lady just wanted them gone. Oh, here, you can kind of see. I mean, the fruit was like that. I don't know if that's normal. Maybe this is just an ornamental tree. She just wanted the bees gone. She said they bought the house and the trees were already there and established, and she said, I don't have any want or need for fruit trees, and the bees are attacking me. And you know, we told her, yes, if you do not take the fruits off the trees, the wasps will take over. So yeah, so this is one of the trees also. Let's go over and see what we've got going on at the greenhouse. It's been so nice and pretty that we have decided to take things out of the greenhouse, plus it gets too hot in there. So can kind of show what we've got going on. We have yellow squash here. We've got, these are my red okra, and I'm so excited for those. Just so super excited for the red okra. And then we have some zucchini. Okay guys, this morning when we were recording, my phone died, so we had to quit for the day, quit recording and go to work. So now we're back home. The parents have already moved everything into the greenhouse for the night, so let's look and see. I'll just do a real quick rundown of what we got growing. Okay, so we have some serranos planted. We have a few coming up. It's still a little early, I mean, as far as time-wise when we planted. We've got a few bell peppers coming up. Jalapenos, we don't have any coming up yet, but we should be getting some here pretty quickly. This is all okra. And then up here, Rusty, you're going to have to say, like, these right here are sunflowers. This stuff behind them.
Red okra, cucumber.
Yeah.
And that's...
We've got poblanos and...
different kinds of peppers.
Yep. And zucchini and cantaloupe and yellow squash and black-eyed peas. Yeah.
We've got 2 trays of tomato over here.
And we got, yeah, tomatoes and tulips. And in those 2 big pots right there, those are my mom's avocado plants, avocado trees that she's trying to get to sprout. Got the heater on and the lights on in the greenhouse. So now let's talk about the market garden. This is all new, guys.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to utilize this space right here. I don't know measurements for sure, but right about where I'm standing at to the fence over there, from the edge of the gate to the edge of the greenhouse, we're going to have this as a market garden. That way we can grow some cucumbers and some tomatoes and stuff that we can go ahead and take down here to the farmer's market and sell. Probably the spot that I'm most excited about right now. As I started leveling off, I've had to haul in a bunch of dirt, mostly sand from down around the pond. Trying to level this area out. This is going to be our tomato patch. And everybody says tomato patch. I had a guy tell me the other day that's called a tomato, it's just tomatoes. I said, no, I'm having a tomato patch or tomato field. And he wouldn't believe me. Guys, we're looking at 120 to 160 tomato plants. Plus, I think we're going to go ahead and put our beans out here too. That way we can have the beans kind of separating off from the driveway into the tomatoes. We're going to be canning a lot of tomatoes, making a lot of salsa, and so hopefully selling a bunch this year. So we're really excited, looking forward for the tomatoes.
Okay, guys, here is another one of the free pear trees that we got in that that day that we went and dug up trees. It was not near this big, but it is really doing great. We have another little flower bed right here. It's on a slope. We are talking about growing melons here, but I'm not real sure about that yet. And I'm trying, like I said, we're trying to catch everything before the sun goes down. This over here is another little courtyard that we have. And in this area, we're trying to utilize every space we can. Here are the little peach tree saplings that I said earlier that we were able to transplant from the garden area. So these are going to take over for the peach trees that we have, the three peach trees that we have over in the garden area. And then this is one of the plum trees that we got in that Facebook transaction. We got 3 plum trees. We were looking at them earlier today. I don't know if we'll be able to find them now, but they are loaded already with little bitty plums. Let me see if I can, right there. There are a ton of little plums all over these trees. And then this flowering tree is a plum tree that was already on the property. It has all but died out, and these are just suckers that have come up. So my dad did come out and tie the suckers to the trunk of the dead tree, so then that way it'll kind of support it once those start giving off plums. So just on the other side of this courtyard, we have a little area. This is our front yard right before the driveway, but we have this other little area. They're cut back right now, but that little pile right there is there's Russian sage that's growing in that. I don't know what Russian sage is really. It's pretty, it smells good. It was already on the property. As you can see, there's one of those little plum trees, so this is just behind that little courtyard. And then I did go ahead and plant some rosemary here in this little area, and we went ahead and used some wood and stuff, some logs and stuff that were kind of rotting and stuff to kind of build that up. And then we have the front flower bed, which I've talked about before. We did go ahead and utilize a lot of the space. We have kitties everywhere. We do have some garlic coming up, which this garlic won't be ready till about November, but we planted that garlic. There's a video of that. In this area right up here, we cleared all of this out, and I planted 2 different kinds of dill. So there's some that gets really tall, like the bouquet dill, and then there is like the shorter flowering kind. This right here, this area, the kitties think they have to be my models, where I have that little canna in the middle. This is basil on this side. Whoops, this is basil on this side, and this side I have some thyme that is planted in there. And then over here, I have, let's see, that's basil and oregano over there. So then over here I have thyme and chives planted. And then I also have mustard planted there, since mustard gets quite a bit taller. And then I do have more space to do more things if I decide to plant more. And we didn't talk about this earlier, but Rusty had drove into the garden to bring some dirt in, and he made these tracks with the skid steer. And then when he filled them in with good dirt, like the good soil that we have. So, Rusty, what are we going to do with that? What are we thinking?
Kind of thinking about planting some cucumbers. We're talking about going ahead and bringing a hog panel up here and building an arch and let the cucumbers grow up it. That way we can just pick the cucumbers. But I don't know. I think it'd be good for cucumbers, but I also think it'd be a good place to put some beans maybe. I don't know what all we might plant here, but it's too good a soil to let it just sit here and be shaded and nothing growing in it.
Alrighty guys, sorry it was kind of choppy with technical difficulties and whatever else, but there it is. That's our full garden tour and our big plans for this year.
Hopefully we can, if half of what we got planned comes to fruition, we're going to be 4 little busy beavers out here trying to keep up with everything and get canning and processing done. So
yep, my parents are completely on board. They're the ones that are really going to be taking care of the market garden and helping us with all of this during our busy mowing season time. So anyway, I hope you guys like the video. If you do, please hit the like button and subscribe and
share with your friends.
Yes, and smash that bell button and comment. Let us know what you think, and if you have different ideas of something that might actually work better or something, yeah, definitely leave a comment. We're interested in everybody's opinions.
Yeah. Opinions are free, so, and we take all kinds of free stuff.
All right.
Until next time, guys.
God bless.
See ya.